Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
It is ironic to be here during a Steelers-Broncos week for Commissioner Glenn. We hope the best team wins.
Do we have that old Go Broncos slide anywhere loaded? We need that up there.
If I can get the slide up of the results that we have through August for the lodging and auto rental tax. We were supposed to do this a few weeks ago, but we had a snow day like today, but today we all kind of buckled our chin straps and got in here. As they are looking for this, I will tell you that it has been it's been a great year for tourism. We have results that are through September, and through September, the lodging and auto rental tax collections were up 13.8%. The slide that may appear here shortly showed that we were at 12.8, but September was a remarkable month. And as you all know, September is a shoulder month. It's not prime season. School's back in, and in talking to all of our partners out there, it appears that low gas prices just continue to give people an incentive to get on the road and travel. The weather was spectacular through the fall, and we are anticipating that the numbers for October, November, and really through the end of the year, the forecasts remain strong. So it has been a good year for us. And I can also tell you that on another positive note, the forecast for 2016 looks very, very strong. From a meetings and convention standpoint, hotels are reporting record bookings. So it's a good issue, good thing to have, and we're pleased to to report that we've got the hotel up at the north end of the county at the what was the Renaissance Hotel is now the Great Wolf Water Park, is on track to be open next fall, and that's going to be quite a property when that opens, and that'll be really one of the first full-service hotels that has opened in this area really since the mining exchange, and even the mining exchange was a retro. So you've got that hotel coming on board. You've probably read in the paper the plans for the Antlers Hilton to now that it's been purchased. There's a lot of money going into the Antlers. So we're pleased overall that not only are the hotel products improving, but truly the attractions continue to do very, very well. The folks at the Royal Gorge Bridge have had a record year with over 330,000 paid visitors through the gates at Royal Gorge, and this was kind of a recovery year for them, and so we're very, very pleased that our friends down in Fremont County are doing so well. So overall, I know they're having trouble finding the slide, but I can tell you the other thing that I always like to report on is the activity on our website. And about 2 weeks ago, we actually went over 2 million visits to our website, and that's new territory for us. We've never been in that sort of stratosphere, if you will. So there's a lot of attention, a lot of good attention, and a lot of interest in people wanting to come to do not only business here, but also do their leisure travel. And so with that, I'll just open it up for any questions that I can answer.
Questions? Oh, Commissioner Glenn.
Thanks, Madam Chair. Have you anticipated any impact with regard to that Gaylord Hotel that's going to be opening? I think it's in a couple of years.
Commissioner, that's a great question. I have seen Gaylord hotels. I've been in markets where Gaylord hotels have opened, and they like to say that they bring groups in that would otherwise not come to an area because they can self-contain them there. And I do believe that being out in Aurora and being near the DIA airport, that they will create a market for themselves, and Gaylords in Washington, Prince George's County and Grapevine, Texas, and Kissimmee, Florida, will send groups to them into their network. I do think that there will be some impact. It'll probably be felt a little first in Denver, but I do think that there will be groups that choose to come to this area and won't come south to Colorado Springs. But let's face it, we don't have a convention center. We rely on the Broadmoor for the big meeting space. So I think Denver's going to probably feel it a little bit more than we will.
Okay.
Interesting. Commissioner Clark.
Thanks. And Doug, can you share with the board too? I know you do stats on a pretty regular basis on, it's hard with tourism because it's something that you can't really see. It's not a factory. It doesn't build something. It's essentially just part of the fabric of our community. In terms of annually what you believe tourism brings to our community in dollar value.
Sure.
From all the residual of getting folks here to our region.
Yes, the research that we've seen from Longwoods International from a statewide basis, and then they break that down into territories like Southern Colorado. For us, the economic impact of tourism is roughly $1.3 billion a year. And as I talk to people about that number, they look at you like, you know, there's very few people that can count that high. I can think of one, but, you know, so we tend to break it down and talk about our economy takes in $43 a second from tourism. And Commissioner Clark, you're 100% right when you talk about it being somewhat of an invisible industry. It is just part of a fabric. I often equate tourism to the utilities. As long as they're on, nobody really thinks about it. As long as the visitor's here, people are happy. What they notice is when the visitors are not here. And so this year it's been a great year for tourism and for visitation.
And there have been some leadership changes at the state, have there not? Al White he left the Colorado Tourism Office, did he not?
He did.
Who's the new, do you know?
Yes,
they appointed
matter
a new
of fact,
director?
I served on the search committee to select the new Colorado Tourism Office director. Her name is Kathy Ritter, and Kathy started about 2 weeks ago. And we're going to have the pleasure of having Kathy here in the Pikes Peak region for 3 days, January 20 to 22, and get a chance to meet and go around the area and talk with individuals. And she's going to be speaking on Thursday night, the 21st, at the Hospitality Summit over at the Broadmoor. The Pikes Peak Lodging Association is sponsoring, so
okay.
She will be here.
Great.
Yeah, Kathy's she's real interesting. For 4 years, she was the director of tourism for the state of Illinois. But as what happens in Illinois, when your boss leaves office, they usually check in, and so she was out of work, but that was back in the early 2000s. She's been in the healthcare senior living industry for quite a while. Moved to Denver, and Al White left a job, and there was a perfect opportunity. So we had somebody right in our backyard.
Well, and I know the state has also worked on getting assistance and help and grants for us as related to some of our disaster recovery. And I think it's been very successful. And so thanks for your work. And definitely, obviously, I'm kind of in the tourism business as well. But I think it's important for folks to understand that there's an economic benefit to promoting tourism. And sometimes you don't see it, but for every dollar invested, I mean, I've heard up to $10 in residual. And so it's really a return on investment. Sometimes it's just that invisible factory that we love our tourists because they come, they spend money, and then they go home.
That's right.
And some of them actually end up staying too. But I appreciate so much what you do and the work that the Visitors Bureau does. And I think that as we continue the discussions to make sure that we're reaching out to all the chambers, and because we represent here at El Paso County not only unincorporated, but 8 municipalities. So I don't know in terms of the future, but that's really important to make sure that we're interconnecting with those other chambers and organizations throughout El Paso County.
Absolutely. Anything else? Thank you all. Merry
Great
Christmas.
report.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you.